At times you may need to change the home page or certain widget areas in your website, and you can do this using the theme options or various other kind of hidden spots in the WordPress development area. So when you're looking at the web page, you can change pretty much anything. You can change the picture that is your banner up here. You can change the description here. You can change the 2 images that make up the slides, or these 3 areas, or even the widgets in the footer. And you can also change things like the title of, or whatever is included in the sidebar. You can switch it to different types of widgets, and you can even change the name. So let's see where to do this. The first place we're going to go is to Appearance and then to Theme Options. And this is specific to the theme that we're using for your site. So if we come here in General Settings, this is where it's going to say the custom logo, and the logo is this area right here, and this is a custom image right here. So if you ever needed to change that, you would have to take the original image file or create a whole new image file. And as it says here, you can make it 300 pixels wide, and actually I believe the width that you can do, the widest it can go is 1024 pixels, and then it can be whatever height you want it to be. This is just giving you a recommendation. And fave icon is this little picture right here that helps to distinguish this tab. Let's say if people have a couple other tabs going, it helps to distinguish your site. If you wanted to change that, you need to make a perfectly square image. I usually create something like a 200 pixel by 200 pixel image in something like Photoshop, and then I resize it to be 16 by 16. Save it as a JPEG or a PNG file, upload it here, and it'll work good. So if we go to the homepage settings, as you can see, the first and second heading relate to these areas here. So if you want to change those, or this might be a good place, let's say you want to put an announcement out there, and it's the first place people are going to see every time they come to the website, so you can put kind of your latest and greatest news here. If we go to slider settings, again, these are 2 images, and they were created in Photoshop, so you can create your own image, and it tells you what size they need to be. And you can upload that image, and you can also add a link, so that if I wanted to click here and have this go to the About Us page, then I can go here to About Us, copy this link, and right now it's in the test site, so this link isn't actually going to work for us, but when it's up to your live site, then you can do this. And then I can come in here, paste a link, and that means that anytime they click on that particular slide, it's going to automatically take them to the About Us page. Then you have feature area, and that is these 3 areas down here. So the feature area has a title for each feature, a picture for each feature, and a description for each feature. So each one of these, the auctions and real estate, obviously need to have a different description. So if we come here, again, we have the images, and if you can't figure out how big an image is supposed to be, you can right click on that image and do View Image Info, and then this one says it's been scaled to 265 pixels by 131 pixels. So that tells you that you need to make that size of an image in Photoshop or whatever image editing program you have. So then you can come here and you can change the title if you want to, change the picture, and you can just change the description. And same thing here is that you're going to do first feature link URL. So when they click on auctions, it's going to take them to this upcoming auctions page. So again, you can copy this and paste it in there, which I'm not going to do because again, we're on the test site, but you can do when you're on your live site. And anytime they can click it, it'll get there. So it's the same thing for all 3 features. And the styling options is just something we do to add some style. This is what's making the navigation menu brown and the rollovers the light brown, etc. So you don't really have to mess with that. Now, if we want to do a couple other things like mess with the footer or the sidebar, we're going to go to the widgets area. And so this is saying the primary widget area, and that is this area here. These are the widgets along the sidebar. So if you wanted a couple other widgets, and there's different types of widgets here that you can choose from, and it's okay if you don't know what a tag cloud is, you can add it in there and see if you want to keep it, and if you don't, then you can delete it. So I can drag this here, and I can let's just call it tag cloud just to see what happens. I can hit save, and I can refresh this. And then now we have a new thing in our sidebar. And as you can see, it's underneath these two because that's where it was positioned here. So if I wanted to, I can put it above recent posts and it can show up. And a tag cloud is basically the more the word or the tag is in each post, like equipment, then it's going to be bigger. So equipment is listed for both of these, so that's why it's bigger. So it just helps people navigate, and it shows them the things that it kind of shows them a hierarchy of important things, or what you have more of and what you have less of. Anyway, if you didn't like that, then you can definitely hit delete, and then you can go ahead and save that and it'll be fine. So if we're looking here for the secondary or the, let's see, we don't have a secondary widget area, but we have a first footer widget area, and that's to contact us. And so that's this area down here. So if you ever needed to change that, you could come in here, and this is special code to create a mail link so that when I click on this, it should open up my email system, and it's pretty handy for people. But don't delete that code. You can change this email right here, but don't delete like the different quote marks or any of that stuff. Just change the email address, and then don't forget to save if you do change something. So same thing here, we have a find us, and this is code that I took from Google Maps and put in here so that we have a little map on your site. If you didn't want this widget, if you didn't like this widget, then you can choose, you can delete it and you can choose a different one. Maybe you want a calendar here. And so you can delete it here, or if you wanted to change that map, you can always go to Google Maps and find the code and put it in here. So then we have a third footer widget area, and it's bringing up links. And let me explain this. You want to create, kind of organize all the links in your site, links to outside sites, and you can say what links it's showing in the widget. So right now, it's showing only the links I have that are for associations. And before I show you that, the fourth footer widget area is just something that WordPress manages on its own, and it's just showing the latest posts that are related to auctions and real estate. So anyway, the links, if you go here and click all links, it's going to show all the links that are in your site. And so I added Brush Chamber, Colorado Auctioneers Association, and National Auctioneers Associations, and this is because they all had websites. And as you can see, I gave them a category of associations. So if I went to add new, I can add the name of it, the web address of it, and then you can give a description if you need to. And then if you put it in the category of associations, it'll automatically show up here. And then you can do click underscore blank to open it up in a new window. And then at the very, very bottom, if you give it a certain rating, I just kind of gave each one of them a rating. And what that does is it makes it so Colorado Auctioneers sits at the top, National sits at the middle spot, and Brush Chamber of Commerce is at the bottom. So if you wanted whatever your link is to be in a different order, you can look at each of these ones, rate each of these ratings, and then kind of adjust it accordingly. So that's basically how you can change the various homepage and widget areas and sidebar areas if you wanted to.